Hey guys, Stan the Man here. Welcome back to another video. Today we're just going to be continuing our countdown to WrestleMania. And the WrestleMania that we will be reviewing today is WrestleMania 30. All the way back in 2014 at the, it was in Louisiana at the Superdome. Overall I thought this was a really good show. In the beginning, it was like a 30-minute segment where Rock, Stone Cold, and Hulk Hogan were all doing promos with each other in the ring. It was a fantastic way to kick off WrestleMania. And yeah, so let's jump right into this card. Now, the first one is kind of a weird match. It was John Cena taking on Bray Wyatt. Now, it's kind of weird because, you know, he was in the title picture the year before and going with Wyatt. But they did a lot of weird stuff in this rivalry. I remember, like, Cena came out and people were in, like, Druid uniforms and they had sheep mask on. Bray Wyatt did such weird stuff with Cena. I remember they had a cage match or something and Cena was going to go down the steps and the lights went out and there's a little kid with a mask on singing. It was kind of freaking hilarious, but, you know, they had a good match at WrestleMania, but let's be honest, the wrong freaking guy won. You know, there's no reason Bray Wyatt shouldn't have won. And Cena kind of buried him a little bit because, you know, a few months later they had the Last Man Standing match and he beat Wyatt there. And it was just kind of a hard thing, but it was crazy how many people were actually supporting Bray Wyatt in the crowd, you know, singing The Whole World in His Hand song. Wyatt freaking carrying Cena around, doing the weird dancing thing. I mean, he's Bray Wyatt, guys. He's a weirdo, but he's so cool at the same time. Like, he just has that mystique about him. But, yeah, Cena ended up winning the match, which kind of stunk, but you know, it is what it is. Up next, we have Brock Lesnar taking on The Undertaker for Undertaker's undefeated streak. Now, this match was pretty okay, but a few minutes in, I believe, Taker doesn't remember, and he can't pinpoint it, but I believe when Taker got powerbombed on the outside, I think he smashed his head on the ground and he had a concussion, and he said that he couldn't even remember his name until like the next morning, which is absolutely insane. That's crazy, scary. I mean, a lot of it, Brock Lesnar really just beat the living hell out of Taker. You know, there's a lot of close falls with tombstones, pile drivers, and stuff like that, but you know, Brock Lesnar hits that F5 on Undertaker for the third time. You know, everyone's just sitting there casually. 1, 2, 3. And he doesn't kick out. Breaks the Undertaker's 21-year WrestleMania undefeated streak. You know, it was very crazy. Absolutely nobody expected it. Everybody got out of their seat. Mouth on the floor. Like, it's crazy this was a decade ago. I remember it like it was yesterday. I can't believe it. And honestly, you gotta give it to The Undertaker for being such a tough guy. He was concussed. He wasn't calling any of the match for Brock. So Brock basically had to do the rest of the match all with Undertaker. Basically just walk him through it. But he's just tough, you know. He was able to remember to get up out of the ring, walk all the way up the stage. Like, it really takes some crazy toughness to really be able to do that. And I think most people will agree, I'd say most do, he shouldn't have broken the streak. Like, I don't think anybody should have broken it, really. Like I said a few WrestleManias ago, it should have happened at WrestleMania 28. Undertaker should have retired 20-0, got his revenge on Triple H, got his retribution and came back, but, you know, it was Brock Lesnar that ended up beating him. Even Undertaker said, no, I really don't think he should have done it. He would have rathered Roman Reigns because he needed it more. It would have helped him. Because Brock Lesnar beating Undertaker, it didn't make it any more like Brock Lesnar's a badass. Like, everyone thinks Brock Lesnar's a scary badass guy in the first place, so it wasn't any different. But I guess one of the only positives is the next pay-per-view, Brock went against John Cena for the title, and that was where the creation of Suplex City began, where Brock Lesnar German suplex Cena 16 times on his freaking head. Like, Suplex City after that was basically a thing that's just part of Brock Lesnar. But yeah, guys, I don't think the streak should have been broken. And then finally, last but not least, Randy Orton defending the WWE World Heavyweight Championship against Batista and Daniel Bryan. Now, basically, this whole thing started almost a year prior. Daniel Bryan won the title at SummerSlam, but Triple H was the ref, pedigreed Daniel after the match. Randy Orton cashed in Money in the Bank. They basically made Daniel Bryan's life a living hell, basically telling him, you know, Daniel, you're just a B-plus player, you're too small, you're not big enough, you're not good enough, you're a B-plus player. Randy Orton was basically Triple H and Stephanie's golden child, so there'd be so many times where Randy would just beat Daniel down, but Daniel would keep coming back, keep fighting back, and the crowd was really getting behind Daniel because he just wasn't quitting. They were putting him through everything. He got eliminated from the Rumble, I think, Elimination Chamber, and at this WrestleMania, Daniel in the first match had to beat Triple H, and whoever won that match would be in the world title picture. Well, sure enough, Daniel Bryan beats Triple H. We make it to the main event. I don't remember all the spots. It was a decent match, but we make it to the spot where Batista does a Batista bomb. Randy catches him with the RKO through the table. You know, Daniel's going out on the stretcher. So Batista and Randy go at it. Daniel Bryan, you know, he gets off the stretcher. He's a badass. We're all cheering. We all believe in him. There's one point in the match where he hits the running knee. Triple H comes in, starts beating the shit out of Daniel. The crowd is just booing the shit out of Triple H. Like, wow, he was such a good heel at that time. Everybody hated him so much, but I think the only reason they hated Triple H so much is because they loved Daniel so much. Like, but, you know, Daniel takes him out, and at the end of the match, Daniel Bryan catches Batista in the yes lock, and Batista taps out. Daniel Bryan becomes the World Heavyweight Champion for the first time in his career. It was awesome. It was YesleMania. You know, he was chanting yes on the announce table. And then my favorite part, too, is this kid with cancer, Connor the Crusher, was Daniel's favorite wrestler, and he, like, met Daniel Bryan and stuff, went backstage with him, and he won the title, and, you know, Daniel hugged him after, and, you know, good job, I'm glad he did it, and, you know, he passed away, that kid, probably not very long after that, maybe a month or two, but the whole moment just felt really good. Everybody really wanted Daniel Bryan to win. Everybody was in his corner, and you could just feel the support he got. Everyone was so happy. It was almost like when Kofi Kingston won the World Heavyweight Championship. You know, there's just some guys that really work their asses off, and when they get that real feel-good moment and the crowd's behind them, it's just wonderful, and there's no other feeling like it. But, yeah, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Comment down below what you thought of this WrestleMania, or what your favorite match on the card was. But, yeah, guys, that's going to be it for this video, and I will see you in the next video, where we will be reviewing WrestleMania 31.